So, hello guys. Today we start to research actually about the integration between RFEM and Grasshopper and Rhino. And my purpose to make a series, and I'm introducing Rhino and Grasshopper to colleagues here who is MEP engineer and structural engineer. But today we're going to show the RFEM interface part first. So here, Goran, hello.
Hello, hi Ngo, and hi to all. And we will, in some of those series, we will introduce some basic function of RFEM, RFEM version 6, which is new from this year. It's very nice. It's a software for a structural engineer with many possibilities,
Mhm.
and hope in some next videos we will explain basic function and how to calculate some buildings and some elements
Yeah,
inside this software.
yeah, that's right. So it's very interesting because I'm myself architect and Goran himself structural engineer and civil engineer. So we both has a very good knowledge of beam integration with those disciplines. So we will test base, but this time we will test basically more interested in this parametric design tool with Grasshopper, Rhino, and RFEM. So
Yeah.
I'm looking
Yeah,
forward.
that's what I forget to mention.
Mhm.
We're starting from start, but we will probably get to some interesting interesting buildings and elements for
Okay, so
design.
let's get started. So every series we will have from now basically more like RFM basics, but we'll move on to Grasshopper together with Goran. Thanks, Goran, and let's get
Thanks, Ingo. Let's get started.
started. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, today I will introduce you RFEM version 6,
Hmm.
just from scratch, from beginning, some basic stuff.
Hmm.
This version 6 is completely new. It's here for 1 or 2 months.
Hmm.
Uh, Many new stuff, many changed look is changed, so there's many new things here. I'm still getting into it. I need also a little time to get used on it, but we will go from the beginning and we will show the main things, because even if graphically is changed, nothing is for us structural engineer. I think the main components are still the same, but we will explore it together.
Yeah, sounds good.
So when we start the RFEM software program, we get one screen like this. Now what we will do, we see that usually as on other software, we have some graphical space. We have some menu bar, navigator data on the side, menu line on the top, and some icon bar also on the top. What we will show first, we will show how to create new project and what are our option are. On the menu bar, we have tab file, and here we get the new project. Uh, the same things. Just a second. Okay, it's a little bit waiting, and it's here pop-up screen. So now we can choose our option. Also, the same thing I can do using the icon under the menu bar, and it will show. It will get me to the same pop-up screen. Also, this is the story if we getting from scratch. We're creating a new model. If we're using an existing model, we can open it through icon open folder and find location where our existing model is saved. So here, uh, similar as in previous version, but with a little bit change graphic and a little bit more option. But let's start from the beginning. In the main bar, always ask us first to define the model name. So we can uh, set simple name. I don't know, structural Pro model test V1. I don't know. I can get an description for my model if I want. I can define my project. This is something what, from my opinion, RFEM had a great. It's option when you can create your new project and all models you can save inside this project. So I can I can tell this is my project RFEM 6. Okay, I can make description, test test projects. Okay, and okay, so he the under under location. Just a second, project folder. I will I will save it to my desktop temporary. I will create new folder RFM6 so we can choose our location. Okay, select folder, and I will create my project. Uh, it's here. So every next time when I just is it okay? So RFM6 is it remember? Why not project folder? Okay, project name. Okay, here it's. So each new model I can set under this project. So here is the folder location, and now I can choose even my template or existing model as a copy. So those are options for the later use. We will show in some further videos also how to use those options. And on here down right, we have main objects to activate, members, surface, solids. We will activate them all because we want to use them later all. Now, what is the bit change from previous version is that we have now option add-ons here on the top. So now we can activate all options which we have available for our use. That means for example, I can activate if we will start from scratch today. We'll show in the basic function modeling and using all possibilities of RFEM. But later, when we come to analysis and design, we can activate just specific modules or parts which are necessary for us. So that means if I want to make concrete design, calculate reinforcement, or other reinforcement, other concrete characteristic. So I will use concrete design and I will activate this model automatically when when I create the project and I start it. It will show me uh, here in navigator data bar. He will show me concrete design options when I can define other stuff, but we will come to this later. I can put here concrete and steel design. So it's also interesting if we are working something which is located in some seismic area. If we are doing seismic analysis, so now we have the model analysis and response spectrum analysis available, or maybe form finding if we are working with those. This is interesting for these membrane structures when it's really important to find the right form if we have tensioning
Mhm. Tensor
in
structure, yeah.
yeah. So this is the just a short explanation of this.
But
And
one question, if
yeah,
I may
of
ask,
course.
this geotechnical analysis, are they quite good in RFEM? Like this, so there, I see the spatial solution.
I have admit that we are usually I usually don't use it inside RFEM
Mm-hmm.
because if you are working with some complex
Mm,
buildings,
mm,
usually here is arranged another guy who is a specialist for
mm.
geotechnical
Mm,
investigation and calculation,
mm.
and they're using their special softwares.
Special software.
Yeah, we are communicating. I will show later in the part where we have support and support
Mm,
elements for construction
mm.
for buildings. We use some input data which we
Mm-hmm.
get from them. So
Okay.
uh, it's possible. There's I saw some tutorials regarding this, but on my own I don't use this module,
Mm-hmm.
but we can maybe explore it inside our uh,
No, not necessarily.
communication.
I'm just
Oh,
asking. Yeah. What about the optimization and cost and CO2 emission estimation? Is that like really working?
Uh, we can try it. I didn't saw this in a previous version.
Mm, okay.
Maybe it's there, but we'll check. But currency symbol and behind value before value.
Mm,
In my opinion, he's using
mm-hmm.
total weight of assigned material,
Mm-hmm.
or we are speaking about concrete, or we are speaking about steel, and have some value which shown at the end how much CO2
Mm-hmm.
CO2 will produce this building. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
probably interesting thing, we can explore it.
Yeah.
And here down, we are using this version for testing.
Mm-hmm.
If you have here some blue, green, or
Mm,
orange
mm-hmm.
color that show you what you have available
Mm-hmm.
from those add-ins.
Mm,
Automatically, why I activate those two options, concrete,
mm-hmm.
steel, design,
Mm-hmm.
because I want to show you if we activate one of those options
Mm-hmm.
in the next tab under the standards, there is a possibility to define according to which standards we want to calculate our building or our structure. So that means here they are grouped in some. They are grouped in three groups: load case classification and combination wizard, load wizards, and design standard group. First two are just connected to load case classification and load wizards. In all country in European Union, we're using this Eurocode, and specific to each country, we have national annex, where some coefficient defined according to local rules, depending on zone, wind, snow, load, or something like that. Uh, 1990 is standard for load case classification, and inside the 19901 they are separately defined for all each load case, and for each country we can choose national annex to help us define properly load. So I will leave it standard here just for testing, and down we can choose for this add-in which we are activated here, which we can choose which standard we want to use. So we have option for steel design to use Eurocode, or maybe American standards, or Canadian standards, or I don't know, but there now it's all available here. Okay. Standard was special design standard groups that we don't need.
Mm-hmm.
And here on setting and options, then we have one option which could be important, even regarding modeling or regarding calculation.
Mm-hmm.
It's global axis, z upward or z downward.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. I will uh, I will create my model with the z-axis to up,
Mm-hmm.
but I will then take care that all my elements, surface, and members are defined according that the z-axis is oriented down, And why that's important for us, for structural engineer, is because we want to have this diagrams for analyze diagrams for moment and forces
Hmm.
properly
Hmm.
properly shown on our
Yep.
plates. So because, or even reinforcement at the end after design,
Hmm.
because it for us is very important what is in down layer, what's on top layer,
Hmm.
uh, and now then that we will use this z downwards for
Hmm.
elements. So we can set also some model parameters if we want. We see that we have the unique model in identifier, and here's some
Hmm.
terrain terrain option. If
Hmm.
you want to define horizontal plane, inclined plane,
Hmm.
maybe we will say a little later in next meeting something about this.
Hmm.
And here's history of our data.
One question, Goran, may I
Yeah,
interrupt you? The model parameter when you go model parameters,
yeah,
sorry, not model settings and options.
okay.
Why? What's the main reason the global axis make it upward? Is there a particular reason why you set jet upward?
Uh, it's that upward and that downward in some discussion with my colleagues is important using because of dynamic analysis
Hmm.
and
Okay.
modeling
Okay. For
view.
example,
For
BIM
example,
model,
yeah, if you
Revit
importing
integration.
something just because of coordination
Okay.
in between of few different softwares.
As far as I know, RFEM has a direct connection with Revit,
Yeah,
Autodesk Revit. In this case, Jet Upward is beneficial because the
yeah, because the software is working
okay,
also.
okay, good to know. Thank you.
Okay, so after I create all those, I will set okay, and now I have my working space. So we see now what we're speaking about. In the middle here is the working space. What I think that every user of RFM will notice at first is this great cube on the top, because now it's really pretty easy and simple to get into the direction where you want. It's really cool. This is something
That's
what
really cool.
wasn't
Yeah.
this wasn't in a version before
Uh-huh.
RFM6.
Hmm.
So it is really pretty in this way. You could of course going here and put it on top plane or change direction to another view,
Hmm.
but now it's really simple. You can
That's nice. That's like
take it.
Rubik's cubic
So
box,
yeah,
but
yeah. So if we speaking about window about
interface.
graphic,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, interface. So side by side of this working area,
Mm-hmm.
we have the menu bar on the top.
Mm-hmm.
So all those standard options under menu file,
Mm-hmm.
open new project, open an existing project, save as template, or print graphics at
Mm-hmm.
the end, or connecting to the Dlubal Center, because I saw that Dlubal is now also working cloud. You can have access to all your models in
Mm.
the cloud, so that's also pretty nice and maybe important. And further, you have all those options available here in those tabs.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those options are listed here in icon menu bar.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also pretty you can
Mm-hmm.
combine it by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can turn on
Mm.
customize by yourself, found some important options which you use in your everyday work,
Mm-hmm.
and you can put it here on top to help yourself
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
bit with not to use not to use each time.
What is the big difference interface? Is it more modernized in RFM6 than 5, or is it
Uh,
like I don't know. What's the
I think if you're looking about graphical interface,
mm-hmm.
this is a little bit modernized.
Mm-hmm.
This option is really nice,
Mm-hmm.
and this part here is, we can say, it's nothing especially changed by uh, visual style. It's a little bit modernized, but some main functions, maybe if we are speaking about this,
Mm-hmm.
in previous version you didn't have the option to choose
Mm-hmm.
those automatically which one you want to load. You have them listed all
All in
here
there, yeah.
down here, which are available for you,
Mm-hmm.
and you can define activate you can activate each one which you want use, or deactivate them.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have option to choose them on the start.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see what I'm doing now, when I open my model or create new,
Mm-hmm.
uh, even then I can change those join those input settings.
Yeah.
So I can right click on
Mm-hmm.
my model, on
Mm-hmm.
my name model, go to base data, and now in previous uh, screen, when I can define, okay, I forgot maybe to activate timber design.
Mm-hmm.
So if I activate it here, he
Mm-hmm.
will put it here
Okay.
in this
Later.
tree.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in that was something what in previous version was listed
Wasn't.
automatically,
Yeah.
and you have option to create it directly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not big change, but inside of those functions they are a little bit changed.
Mm-hmm.
But in some next video we will show
Yeah.
what's changed.
Looks like maybe it's easier to organize now because you don't have
Yeah,
big
I
lists on
think also yeah,
navigation. Yeah.
usually it was the big list down there, but now it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So here's tree.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take a look, we have here listed all elements which will be in our models.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very useful and very nice inside the RFM for
Mm-hmm.
me,
Mm-hmm.
because if I create any element, so maybe we can make just one uh, node and put it in zero. Just a second. 000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, what's that? Yeah, I will create one node and put it in 000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So uh, you see that
Yeah.
it's shown here. So that is um, for all elements. So if I create new material, if I create new member
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
section,
Mm-hmm.
any surface, it will pop up
Mm-hmm.
here.
But
So that,
the node you create now, can you select in from your viewport? Or looks like not selectable, no?
yeah. I make a mistake because I created in 000
Mm-hmm.
and it's not visible. Now if
Ah,
I create it
okay.
here, and you see it's selected. So
Uh-huh. Okay, okay,
it
okay.
works. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if I delete it, just because of
The color.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, gizmo in the middle,
Uh-huh.
so it's always shows here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see.
so
Can you also turn off this gizmo?
yeah, it's in part
Uh,
here with visibility, but
mm-hmm.
we will get to it.
Yeah, okay.
So first of all, here will
Mm-hmm.
show up all elements which we model in our project.
Mm-hmm.
Here are some special objects
Mm-hmm.
like intersection. So we can create intersection in between two objects.
And then the
uh,
surface you can
yeah,
use as
and
analytical
you can get the section line,
surface.
and then you can create using those boundary, those lines which you can create some analytical elements or surface.
Ah, that's interesting.
So that's interesting. We will
Mm-hmm.
get later to
Mm-hmm.
this type of nodes, type of line, types of surface. We will get to it. Maybe just important to notice here is the load cases and combination.
Mm-hmm.
So if I usually you have always option to right click on some of those folder
Mm-hmm.
and then get access to all those,
Design code.
yeah, all those which are here.
Mm-hmm.
uh, we can get set edit
Mm-hmm.
load case, or if we get to base, that means that we are
Mm-hmm.
in our first. So you see, you can edit those things using this general,
Mm-hmm.
going the base data and edit all those elements.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can move it through the tab. Is the same as if we are listed here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's how it. The load combination. Okay, we will get
But this
later.
RFM looks like when you look at load combination, it's based on the design code, of course.
Yeah.
And what if, let's say I'm from Korea and want to use Korean standard code, can you customize design code here somehow in the
For
landscape?
load cases, it's what we are speaking before.
It's
I
based
have
on design code, yeah.
load case here,
Mhm.
and if here is available Korea or
Okay, in
um,
this case we don't
uh,
have Korea, then that means I cannot use yeah, any way to customize point.
no, this means that he will. It's I think it's customizable because you can all those specific
Mm,
load cases.
mm,
When you see here is the if you're going into load case,
mm,
just a second, edit. If you're going to load case, probably the first load will be self weight.
mm,
Okay, so that means now we will define which kind of action is this. For
mm,
us, it's always permanent because it's constantly here.
mm,
It's
mm,
not changing,
mm.
like maybe presence of people
Yeah, yeah.
inside some buildings or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
which will be later. Sorry, which will be later defined separately.
Mm-hmm.
So we okay, so here we will define it like permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe for some other loads, we will define it as
As
imposed loads,
mm-hmm.
depending on category which
Mm-hmm.
we'll use.
Mm-hmm.
And then here in action state stay permanent,
Mm-hmm.
and in design situation we have now here those design situation which are according defined according our norm.
Mm-hmm.
So here is the overview, transition, but I think that we can create those. I'm not sure, but probably.
But Goran, one
Uh,
moment, just for the maybe some of the architects watching this. Um, do you know the difference between ULS and SLS? Can you shortly explain ULS
uh,
and SLS?
uh, ULS and SLS, this is the main 2 points which are defined by Eurocode or
Mm-hmm.
norm. It's ultimate limit state
Mm-hmm.
and serviceability limit state. So
Mm-hmm.
that means each buildings which will be built should have some resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So that means it shouldn't crash, and there couldn't get any deformation which are threatened to construction
Mm-hmm.
to clash or to crash down. So first ultimate limit state
Mm-hmm.
means that the all elements should have mechanical resistance enough,
Mhm.
and the serviceability limit states are the state where we check in the deformation, and we say there's some limited value
Mhm.
for deformation,
Mhm.
and we then say, okay, our member should not deformation of our member should not go over the uh, length through 250,
Mhm.
and this is the top value for deformation. So
Okay.
that means even he got uh, mechanical resistant.
Mhm.
This element still have mechanical resistant,
Mhm.
but his deformation is sometimes too big,
Mhm.
and those forces not acting anymore as calculated in first version. So
Mhm.
this is because we have to restrain those deformation on some value,
Mhm.
and of course uh, eye it's not pleasure for eye if you see some
Mhm.
big deformation
Mhm.
inside the building, even though they are not maybe to threaten, or they are not
Mhm.
dangerous. They are not visibly. You
Mhm.
don't want to probably maybe just for example, you don't want to have a deformation in zone when you have glass facade, because you have limited on the smaller value,
Mhm.
and that's the why we have those
Okay. So
those states.
in SRS means you can give more constraints in terms of tolerance of deformation, so it can be more accurate, right? If I'm correct.
No, it's telling us giving us another different load combination,
Mm, mm,
in because it's not efficient, and not
mm,
how it say, it's not too uh, it's this is regarding the optimization. It's not efficient to use coefficient which are defined for ultimate living state
mm,
and check the deformation, because
mm,
in this combination,
mm,
in this design situation, deformations are bigger.
mm.
But Eurocode said, okay, this is not combination when which you should use to do,
Okay. So it's
check.
automatically defined by code which one it should be used for
Yeah,
specific
yeah.
cases. Yeah. Mhm,
And here it says, you see, when we here those are situation,
mm,
and we go here further, here stay that we have in design
mm,
situation ultimate limit state.
mhm,
Here are coefficients which we are used to multiply those
mhm,
action,
mhm,
and E1 is this self weight.
mhm,
So that means that the complete self weight of the buildings we will multiply using, if we use Eurocode, we will multiply to 1.35.
mhm,
So those are some coefficients which we
mhm,
are used for calculation.
mhm,
And here here are those factors,
mhm,
and general combination probably okay, and load combination, and at the end he create load combination according those loads which we are given here.
mhm.
We will get back later when we have
Road
some
case. Yeah.
elements. Yeah, inside we will show
Mhm,
RFEM has this uh,
mhm,
great option to create automatically
mhm,
all those load cases.
mhm,
Even we have some standard combination, but
mhm,
if the building is big and if there's too many cakes
mhm,
of loads.
mhm,
For example, if we have a wind
mhm,
inside the calculation, for wind we have to use one direction to the second direction,
mhm,
in if we're looking in one direction, we have uh, x epsilon
mhm,
direction for
mhm,
that wind direction,
mhm,
and in other case we have it's a possibility, four options are possible. So
mhm, mhm,
when you have to create a combination from 6 8 load case,
mhm,
then it's not too easy to
mhm,
define it.
mhm.
by hand, and it's very nice that the RFM has this option to
Okay. Okay.
calculate this automatically.
Cool. So it's like today we more focus on interface and then we move on whenever next
Yeah,
time to create the element and then perhaps we can take a look
I
on
w-
this detail later.
yeah, we will show as previous as we speaking about those softwares. RFM is working similar to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can create node, then you can create line,
Mm-hmm.
then you can create surface,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can extrude it if you want
Mm-hmm.
some solid. So
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
maybe we can just go to the end here. We show that design design options will be available down here.
Mm-hmm.
We will speak about it later. What also have RFM, it's the tables
Mm-hmm.
which you can go through all those elements which are also
Mm-hmm.
listed here.
Mm-hmm.
You can manipulate and select. So if probably if I create somewhere here
Mm-hmm.
nodes and go here, I can go
Mm-hmm.
to here,
Mm-hmm.
define anything about this.
Mm-hmm.
So I can change even here, I
Mm-hmm.
can change point to 2,
Mm-hmm.
and I will see what will
Mm-hmm.
happen with this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very nice, it's useful uh, to have this have this option available here,
Mm-hmm.
and many other option
Mm-hmm.
which we'll show later.
Mm-hmm.
And here on top we see the most important things like node, line, polyline, or supporting nodes, supporting lines, supporting surface, openings. They are available here on the
Mm-hmm.
start,
Mm-hmm.
but also we can go here, insert basic objects, nodes, standard, graphically, or dialog box. So
Mm-hmm.
we can get access to all those elements and model them using this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just the simplest way. Let's try to create
Mm-hmm.
one column, one beam, and one plate.
Mm-hmm.
Just for a start, and then we will show how we can manipulate with them.
Yeah, sounds
So
good. So for
yeah.
today, I think this is enough. That do you have
Okay,
any
great.
additional things to explain about interface? Some.
About interface, okay, maybe yeah. Let's maybe just see this second and third option.
Mm-hmm.
In second option, we have available visibility options for
Mm-hmm.
all those elements.
Mm-hmm.
We could get more through them if when we have more element
Mm-hmm.
inside our model.
Mm-hmm.
So I will create just some lines and points, just for example.
Mm-hmm.
And now in this card, we can turn off or
Mm-hmm.
turn
Mm-hmm.
on our elements in model,
Mm-hmm.
and all those elements have their own subcategory.
Yeah.
So that means if we define some nodes inside
Mm-hmm.
model, we can turn off standard.
Mm-hmm.
You see, he turn
Mm-hmm.
off
Mm-hmm.
all mine
Mm-hmm.
nodes. And if I create here maybe the node,
Mm-hmm.
create me a node between 2 points,
Mm-hmm.
and select first point, second point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just a second, sorry. First point, second point,
I see. Yeah.
and click in apply.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now he create me a node here,
Mm-hmm.
and if I turn off my standard nodes,
You
this
just
node
stay.
will
Yeah.
stay. So this visibility card is really
Mm-hmm.
good.
Useful. Yeah.
And maybe if we have just I will make this
Mm-hmm.
surface. I will make this surface later. Will show how. Okay, I have to choose some material. It cannot be, and I will use some existing material from my library. Okay, okay. Just for
Mm-hmm.
just for example, I will create one,
Mm-hmm.
2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
I will I will say this is thickness 20. This is thickness 30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 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 and this is 40. here is defining in millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
So here in visibility option, the second building stir, general numbering, colors or rendered object rendering, pre-selection. The second I can
Type
I
of
can
concrete
choose.
issue. Uh,
Yeah, that's type of the second colors of nano mode align
surface.
surface, and I can define like
Thickness.
define yeah show me colored
That's nice.
show me colored uh, surface regarding their thickness.
Thickness.
So if I define here solid model,
Mm-hmm.
I will see it much better.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I can choose here wireframe. I
Frame,
can choose solid model or
transparent.
transparent model,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very nice. And those kind of visibility can be defined here.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I can turn off the grid. I can turn off the view cube access system, which we were speaking earlier,
Mm-hmm.
or I can turn off just global coordinate system or user defined coordinate system. It's very very
It's very nice. Yeah.
it's really many categories and subcategories
Mm-hmm.
where you can
Mm-hmm.
manipulate with your data inside your model.
Mm-hmm. I like that the
And
RFM can really model
yeah,
yourself there and also have
yeah,
different graphic settings.
and really it has very good connection to those BIM softwares,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Revit.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you're going to model by yourself, it's
Mm-hmm.
very easy, and you can create it. Maybe just we can here you can create his solid,
Mm-hmm.
or you can choose rendering maybe
Lighting.
surface solid model
Mm-hmm.
surface field including thickness,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe just for better visibility,
Mm-hmm.
or including thickness with edge lines. This
Mm-hmm.
also sometimes it's very nice for representation,
Mm-hmm.
because even if you have when you have bigger
Mm-hmm.
surface with thickness
Mm-hmm.
60-70 centimeters,
Mm-hmm.
it could be very useful just to see a little bit
Mm-hmm.
this
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this presentation how it will look.
That's really
So,
great.
so
Oh, all right. Maybe we can. You have anything else to show the interface apart from these big, just big things, not too much
yeah,
detail.
no, from big things, here is this control pane, which
Mm-hmm.
is which can be turned on and turned off here
Mm-hmm.
on the top, and it will show on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Very useful. It show you this color scale
Mm-hmm.
always
The
for
one thing I want to ask you, these objects I see you can filter and hide, show
yeah.
based on the category. Do they have a layers also, like a AutoCAD system, like layer system here of each instances?
No,
Okay.
no, like that,
Mm-hmm.
but they can be assigned to some visibility group, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So we will show it
Mm-hmm.
how it could be.
So there is no
I
layer for these guys. And
no, 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 no.
okay. But I'm just curious if you export this as a DXF or
Yeah.
DWG file, what layer they will come. But we can test
Okay,
next time.
we can test it in next
Mm-hmm.
time. It's also possible to import it.
Mm-hmm.
Import and export some data.
Yeah.
Import.
Yeah.
You see, you can
Export
import and
to
you can
AutoCAD.
export.
Yeah.
We'll test it, and it
Yeah.
will be
Sounds good.
pleasure. Yeah,
Okay, Goran, we can finish here for
yeah.
today interface session. Um,
Yeah.
I'll stop recording.